high blood pressure, otherwise known as hypertension. Do you suffer from this or know somebody else that does? And blood pressure or hypertension issues is the measure of the force of the blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. Now, this affects millions of individuals in the United States. Now, when it's too high, it's known as hypertension, and it puts you at risk of heart attack and strokes. So as we talked about before, like cholesterol, we talked about those conditions that can actually harden the walls of the arteries. Hardening of the walls of the arteries basically puts you at risk for this type of condition. And the reason being is because, A, if the artery walls are hardened and you try to push a lot of blood through them, they don't expand properly. It can cause constriction or narrowing of that actually tube where the blood flows, and that can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. Does that make sense? So when we talk about reducing foods or getting rid of those inflammatory foods, you want to be able to keep the artery walls really healthy. So in Chinese medicine, when we talk about keeping your artery walls healthy, we're talking about how the high blood pressure can be caused by the liver yang rising. Liver health relates to artery health because liver has to do with cleansing and detoxification, methylation. So it's also related to stress, being overwhelmed, being angry. And the kidney, yin deficiency. What does yin deficiency mean? Yin is cooling. If the kidneys cannot stay cool, they cannot filter your blood properly. And this can be linked to a poor diet or sedentary like lifestyle. But I want you to know this. Liver has to do with your systolic number, which is your high number, like 120. Kidneys have to do with your diastolic, so 120 over 80. And I know this is a lot to take in, but I want to give you the signs and symptoms because you guys are going to be like, oh my word, I know people like that. I know I had that. So if you look at kidney and we talk about, for instance, we talk about the diastolic, the lower number. When a person has like a kidney infection or they have infections in the liver, those can congest these organs. It can keep you inflamed. And this, along with poor diet, can cause you to have higher blood pressure. So when you talk in Chinese medicine to any practitioner, they'll say, get the liver clean, get the kidney clean. And I have seen patients get their blood pressure like really, really reduced just by getting their sedentary lifestyle, getting their poor diet in order. And some of the big signs though, if you have high blood pressure, this is like tell patients, if you have dark circles under your eyes, make sure I'm on camera, but dark circles on your eyes, kidney. If you have liver congestion, liver can be breakouts or narrowing or little like lines right here in the middle of your forehead. You ever seen that? And you can actually have pain right underneath the chest. Furthermore, one of the biggest things when you have kidney issues is that you can have chronic knee pain because that meridian goes right to that, or chronic hip pain. But when you see it on your face, you know if you have blood pressure and you have these signs and symptoms on the face, they're all related. So you have to get your kidneys and your liver balanced. What are some of the things I suggest that you get those things cleaned out? Hawthorn berry. Hawthorn. It can reduce blood pressure. You can take about 1,200 milligrams of that extract daily. Also garlic. Garlic is really good. It's a natural vasodilator. It can help reduce blood pressure if you take about 500 milligrams daily. And I also like fish oil. Fish oil is really good because it helps reduce your blood pressure. If you take 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams daily. And remember, we want to work on the pliability, the softness of your arteries. So find organic, cold-pressed sources that are healthy and no pesticides that are basically good for you. Nothing that's been sitting on the shelf too long. We like CBD oil. CBD oil has shown in research that it can reduce blood pressure by basically half if you take it in the right amounts, which is about 100 to 160 milligrams daily. And CBD oil, the reason it's so healthy or helpful to you is that when it connects to your cells, they found that it's a trigger to tell your cells how to act healthy. Not only does it reduce stress, it's actually a signaling mechanism to help you reduce your stress. Also, I really like ginger tea. Ginger tea helps lower blood pressure by like blocking the calcium channels. And I have seen individuals that have taken ginger and ginger capsules and have reduced their blood pressure by 30 points. I'm not saying everybody needs to do it, but I'm telling you, you need to research this. You can steep 1 tablespoon of grated fresh ginger in 2 cups of boiling water. You can sip it throughout the day, or you can actually take capsules and use that as well. These are all very, very basic steps, but I also say add this in with acupuncture, prayer, meditation, yoga, walking in nature to help reduce your stress, using exercise daily, other lifestyle traits and habits to help lower your stress. Also, for spiritual growth, you need to do reading, positive reading, gratitude, digital detox, and building downtime into your day. And these all help with reduction of stress. And magnesium and potassium can also help too. So when we're talking about hypertension, we also want to make sure that your perception of life follows the path you want to take. And that sounds real cliche, but it's not. I say this, you can look at life that everything can be very stressful and overwhelming, but you have to train your neurology to see that everything will be okay if you can surrender it. And to me, that's one of the biggest challenges with hypertension. That was really deep, but I want to say this, add it with some diffusing oils. Diffuse 3 drops of lavender. I like ylang ylang and rosemary and even frankincense oil. You can diffuse those and you'll start to see that to help reduce stress. You can also apply frankincense oil to your chest, the back of the neck, or even the bottoms of your feet. The foods that you want to avoid are like high sodium foods. Sugars, refined grains, caffeine, processed meats, canned foods, and even alcohol. So these are things you need to avoid. The foods that can heal and that help you with strengthening the organs related, like the heart, salmon and wild-caught fish, cage-free eggs, grass-fed meats, leafy greens, asparagus, broccoli, beets, spinach, beans, walnuts, seeds, coconut oil, avocado, blueberries, goji berries. You can put these all in your smoothies, raspberries, pomegranates, oats, and dark chocolate. These are all foods that help increase the strength of the body to help with this issue in the blood. So give this a try. Remember, clean the liver, clean that the kidney, and you'll see that you can actually reduce your blood pressure by half if you are in a bad state.